Hello, hello. Excellent. Hello, I am Richard Brock. I'm back again. I'm giving a talk about something that Attila actually has all the answers to, but I will pretend to know what I'm talking about. And when we have questions at the end, he will tell you the right answers. So we're talking about form-filling APIs. I feel a bit silly doing this. This is a talk that I've previously done for a less technical conference, but anyway. APIs, what are we talking about there? I think we all know it's how when you wake up in the morning and you look at your phone and your phone knows what the weather is. It's not because your phone has the weather, but because your phone has spoken to whatever. And we're using them everywhere. They're becoming increasingly important as different applications get integrated with each other. But one place that perhaps has been left out from this integration is documents. They're often little islands on their own, and they're not very good at sort of being integrated with other applications. They're excellent for humans to look at them with their eyes, but what we really want to do is to make your documents accessible, not just to people, but other applications, other computers, other fun things like that. So this is predominantly relying on these form controls. So we've got rich text. How much rich text do we have, Attila? Is it full rich text? Yeah, full. Okay, good. And checkboxes and all sorts of good stuff. We can even put in pictures, and all of this can be sucked in or spat out of documents, and that's really quite cool. So what is this API doing? It's fairly basic, really. It will scan. Oh, you can't see. Am I standing on the cable? I'll tell you what it does. It will identify the parts of the document that have these form controls. So scan through and see, here is a date picker, here is an image, here are some checkboxes, and then expose those to an external application. So that's quite handy. As I mentioned this morning, so there's two main use cases for this. One is where you have a huge amount of documents. So you've been collecting lots of information. That could be, we'll talk about some examples. And you want to collate that all centrally. So that's one thing. But the other use case is to create multiple documents from one template. So you'll need to have a database of information that you want to export or extract information to. And then you can do the fun. So what might this be? You're a big manufacturing company and you make screws and nuts and bolts and nails, and you've got all these different screw threads and sizes and screw pitches and thread pitches and whatever it is. And you've got this massive database of it. And what you really want to do is you want to be able to automatically populate your invoices so that when someone comes and buys this many of this screws and this many of this bolts and this many of that nails, that the invoice automatically takes all the information out from your database. And of course, then when you update your database, that means any future invoices are then updated. So that might be one example. So that's going from a database to documents. This might be the other way around. You've got people filling in timesheets, and you want to then collect that centrally. It's the sort of thing that we do when we are invoicing people with what work we've done. We want to know what is the sort of the time code for this, who should be paying for what. So we could be taking timesheets and then putting them back into a database. It might be useful in all sorts of logistic type situations. You can avoid a huge amount of file format problems if you just don't ever have to open the file. So instead of the port authority asking all of the ships to open this document and fill it in and maybe mess up the document and then send it back to you with their own silly formatting because they accidentally changed the styles. What you could actually do is you could just give them a simple interface that will then be used to populate the import or export or whatever it might be documents with their information. And then you get the correct document, so you get it all formatted properly, it all fits on the right page, and it's all done. So a way to make sure that your templates stay pristine, and you can archive things properly and do whatever you want afterwards. So there's really quite a lot of possible use cases for this. It's obviously it's just an open-ended API. We don't have any one particular thing in mind, and as such, it's quite difficult to describe this feature. But something that hopefully lots of our end users will enjoy. And then just one more thing to mention, which is, of course, we can then use this to create PDFs so that it's not editable. Or maybe we are editing PDFs, I don't know. But so that would be great, so then you're not going to have any more problems. Or maybe you could use it to semi-populate a form, just with some quick stuff, but then continue working on it. So it gives you the flexibility. You don't just have to do one thing. Integrators. So at the moment, for example, Nextcloud are doing some fun stuff with this. So this is one thing that they've created. So you see here, you choose the template, and then instead of opening the document, you end up with this sort of fill template fields dialog. So you then put in your information, and then it will open the document with all those fields pre-filled. So that's just a bit of an idea as to how this could look. But there's all sorts of fun things that we could be doing in this, and that customers could be doing with this. So I don't know. It's a lot of developers here, but if you are interacting with customers and end users, I hope it's helpful to know about this API and thinking what can we be doing? What more can our customers be doing? So thank you. That's a question. Yes.